What's up, guys? It's David here, and I've got another episode of tips and tricks for you. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I figured I should put one together. And this one's going to be all in details. I've got a few things to talk about. So one of the big ones is actually covering the table, so that's why I also use this example here. Um, my city, for example, does not cover the tables at all, and if I didn't do what I do, then it would look terrible because you just see this blank piece of wood. So what I do is, if we take the train yard as an example here, it's all green, but underneath it's just wood. What I use is I use poster board, and that really helps a lot to add to the final details, final touches of what you're trying to do. Even over here you can see I've got a strip of green instead of the table showing. And that just helps ever so slightly, but so much at the same time. And of course the big park I have here, that's all poster board underneath. And I use different shades because some are sun damaged, and you know that does happen. But the different shades kind of look natural other than the lines. But if I didn't do that, it'd look pretty terrible. So you want to try to cover up all of your table as much as you can, because that'll really help with the look of your city. Going with the paper theme here, going to talk about having the ends of your roads go to the edge of your table, and you want to do this cost effectively, so most people aren't going to want to buy a road plate and then cut it, because then you really can't use it again. It's so specific. So what I do is I take a straight road plate like this one, and I literally put it into a copy machine and copy it, and it prints it on paper. And it's not the same exact color, and it does use a lot of ink, but if you line it up right and maybe you put a car over it, and you just, from a distance, you really can't tell that it's not Lego, it's just paper. And that's actually in use quite a bit in my city. Over here, for example, you can see that whole faded part, that's actually paper. And if you're standing, for example, like all the way over here, you can't even see it, but you do see the little dashed line back there, and your brain makes the assumption that the road continues. And also over there, that one's a little bit more obvious, but same idea, and that works really well. Another thing I'm going to talk about is life, and that's not real life, but Lego life. Make your city look as if there's scenes going on. So for example, here at the restaurant, you've got the chef just coming out and waving. Don't really keep minifigs in your buildings. Bring them out, put them on the sidewalk, give them some expressions. Like this guy, well, he was walking his dog. This guy's walking his dog, and just, you know, make some construction sites. Like I've got one here for the brick bank. And really, you just want to add as much life as you can to the city. And the final thing we're going to talk about is building facades. And what I mean by that is the front of the building. With a display, you don't totally want your building turned around, but you do need a few turned around for realism. Not all buildings in a city are going to be facing all west or all east, or you know, that type of idea. But I do have buildings facing 3 directions in my city, and these 3 back here are the worst because you can't even see the fronts. But that's the Lego store, McDonald's, and the Apple store. But it adds realism to the city in that not all buildings are going to be facing you, but you do want to keep in mind that you don't want more than half of your buildings not being able to see the front. Unless, of course, you're using the modular buildings, in which they have very nice detailed backs, and those would be pretty cool to showcase the back. But the fronts are where it's really at with the modular buildings. So that's really all I'm going to talk about today. Sorry it was quite a long video, but I want to thank you all for watching. Let me know what you thought of these tips and tricks, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.